So back in November, I was able to play the closed alpha tech demo, as they call it, of the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. It was a 4 day test, so from November 30th to December 3rd, I got to play up to a certain point in the story, but got to free roam with the characters. But I didn't really mess with the gear all that much, so I will only be telling you all about the characters in the open world itself. By the way, the only reason I'm able to talk about this is because they lifted the NDA for the closed alpha tech demo, but it was only for us talking about our experience with it. I'm not allowed to share gameplay or anything like that, though I never recorded any at all. So, yeah, no, it's just going to be a bunch of like B-roll of like trailers playing in the background. So anyway, let's hop right into it. The characters themselves within this closed alpha was amazing. I loved all the interactions they had with each other when Amanda Waller had brought them together underneath Arkham to initiate them onto what their job was. It's clear that Deadshot fell into the leader role almost immediately, the way he was guiding everyone, trying to get Captain Boomerang, trying to pull the reins on him. And you could tell from Captain Boomerang, at least from what you were able to see, that he did not want no part of this. Especially when you go up the elevator to see what Metropolis is looking like following Brainiac's incursion on the Earth. He's just like, man, I don't know why the fuck I'm here. Because I think at some point he was just like, yeah, I'd rather get my head blown off than deal with this. And then Harley Quinn, well, she's Harley Quinn, this the usual crazy person we all know her as, but she is very different in her appearances now compared to earlier, because it's been confirmed Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League takes place within the Arkham universe. And you can tell she is liberated, is the word I'm going to use, from the Joker, as when Amanda Waller pulls out one of her old outfits that she was wearing when she was working with the Joker. She throws it out and gets a uniform and just redesigns it from Task Force X. Next was Deadshot, which, as I said before, he fell into the almost de facto leader role, and he had a great interaction with Green Lantern John Stewart, which I will talk about later in the upcoming part. And then finally, we have King Shark, who was the character I played the least and didn't have much interest in altogether. But if I pick up the game, I'll probably play as him more. Within the test, the first Justice League member you encounter within the story, which, as I mentioned before, was the Green Lantern, who in this universe is John Stewart. And when you meet him, he's already taken over by Brainiac. You can see his eyes are purple, and he even like restrains you and takes you around the city and shows you what happens, that Brainiac's converting people into like his minions, and then they're just basically offing whoever else. And then also you stop at a rooftop, and then you are also met by the Flash, which obviously is Barry Allen in this world. And they have this little like fight, and you're supposed to track down the Flash. And when you track down to where he is and he's fighting Green Lantern, you actually get to see him run around, which I thought was super cool. I'm a big Flash fan, so that was amazing. I loved being able to see it, even though you can't play as him, which annoys me. When are we getting a Flash game? Please, WB, anyone, or even just a Justice League game where you can play as him. I would love that. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Let's focus. And so anyway, after the fight, Flash is injured, and Amanda Waller wants Task Force X to bring him in. So eventually, they're like, okay, well, we need to get off the streets because Flash is injured after his battle with Green Lantern. And eventually, you go into this little, I want to say it's like this museum dedicated to like Batman, because the public believes he's dead. Because this is after Arkham Knight, so the Nightfall Protocol, everyone believes he's dead. And then within this like museum, you encounter Batman, and it's such a great sequence. It's basically, imagine the Arkham Stealth series, but you are on the end of it. Instead of being Batman jumping around from gargoyle to gargoyle, you are the criminals on the ground trying to find out where he is and take him out or just survive. Like, there's even a point, like, you see, I was playing the closed alpha with a friend, and I believe I think he was Deadshot. And I remember seeing, well, we were walking, And I remember seeing him get picked up and just dropped. And then me as Captain Boomerang, I found an exit. You see, he lifts it up. There's no one there. Like the camera shows you no one's there. He waves goodbye and you turn around and you see Batman is there and he just kicks Captain Boomerang in the face, which that section was amazing but so scary at the same time. And then after that, you go to the Hall of Justice where you meet Wonder Woman and she takes out the whole group like they're nothing. Like you can tell they are clearly not coordinated at all. And then after that, you get suited up in like your official, like the official gear, like the outfits that they're wearing and like the official promotion posters and everything. And you go to this like football, I don't want to say football stadium, like the stadium, it's what it looks like, where Green Lantern is surrounding you and he's asking like, or no, he's calling out to Wonder Woman, asking where she is. And then that's where it just ends. It's like, oh yeah, thank you for playing the closed alpha tech demo, but you can still go around and mess around in the open world, which I kind of wish we got to play a bit more. But like, of course, it was a closed alpha tech demo, even though the game's been in development for how long? But it's whatever. I enjoyed my time with the story. I thought the story was really interesting. So the open world was alright from what I experienced, given you are limited to like one island, though I imagine it'll open up in the actual game because when Deadshot and all of them are talking about the bombs in their head and getting them removed and possibly escaping, it was made by Luthor Court, and you could tell like it was on a whole different island. So I imagine it'll probably open up another section of Metropolis you can go to, but that was really it. All I could say about the open world. It was all right. I loved how like wrecked it looked. Like you could clearly tell, like yeah, Brainiac's invading, and how destroyed the city was. The traversal I enjoyed very much. Deadshots was amazing. Jetpacks, if done right, they'll always get an A plus for me in any game. And Deadshots was amazing, especially the fact like you can boost, and even when the jetpack like burns out, you can essentially like, how do I describe it? You can essentially like cool it down for like a quick burst of speed, but like I don't know what you say, the meter. We'll say like the burn meter, for instance. Like it'll fill up faster, but you can still fly a bit longer. It was really good. Harley's traversal for me was a close second. It was basically web swinging, but without the Spider-Man sense to it. But I have a feeling with her traversal and Captain Boomerangs are going to be a lot more like skill intensive. Like that's something you have to sit with for a while to get used to. And Captain Boomerang, obviously, like I said, his traversal, I believe, alongside of Harley's. So I imagine his more than hers is probably going to, there's a higher skill ceiling. Because when I tried it, it was all right. It wasn't my favorite, but I think, like I said, if I pick up the game, I will probably try it again and see if I can get more experience with it. And then King Shark, like I said before, I didn't play with him that much, so I don't have much to say on his traversal wise. But from what I did use a little bit, it was all right. Like I said, I think I only played him like a little bit, and then I was like, yeah, let me just switch to someone else. So yeah, I don't have much to say on him. So my final thoughts on the game is changed a lot from my initial thoughts. Like when I first saw like the very first trailer, I remember thinking, I don't know. It's not really my type of game because mostly I'm not really not a big fan of. I don't. Let me phrase this. I'm not. I shouldn't say not a big fan. I'm. I like Marvel more than DC, and like if I do like DC, it's mostly stuff to do with like Flash, Supergirl, like really that type of stuff. But being able to play this closed alpha, I really enjoyed the game. I don't think it's gonna be a day one for me. I think I may pick it up later at some point because I want to see what it looks like post game content wise and if there's going to be anything of interest because like I don't want to for me I don't want to pick it up and like just like play the main story and then find out oh yeah the rest of the post game launch content does not interest me, which honestly I'd probably end up playing it anyway, but I don't know. So anyway, that's it for this video. If you all liked it, please go down, like, and subscribe. Follow me on all my socials and follow me on Twitch. I'm getting into the habit of trying to stream over there more. I would love to see you all there when I do. I always post a video when I'm going live on Twitch, so keep an eye out for those. Make sure the bell is rung, and I'll see you all in the next video. Happy gaming.